Alright guys, so there's a weekend lockdown here in Bandirma in all of Turkey, and we got here on a Thursday, so we really didn't get much time to wander around and see the city. Although we aren't under the rules of curfew, travel restrictions, and or lockdown, we have been staying in our room out of respect for the locals and the residents and the nationals. But one thing we are allowed to do, and they are allowed to do, is to go out for essentials like food and such. So we decided we would come to the store because we were running a little low on food. But I just wanted to give a quick idea of the stores here. As you can see, pretty small little shops, but definitely a decent variety of things for us to grab for the room. We've been doing like cup noodles and stuff, and they had some sliced meat that we were grabbing as well. But I'm gonna kind of give you guys an idea of the streets on the way back, how empty they are, and when we get back to the room, we'll kind of give you an idea how we've been holding it down during the lockdown. So one of the main important things about surviving lockdown is you got to get these delicious cookies. They're a morale booster. And here's what we've been living off of for the last couple of days: cup noodles. We have the little kettle in our room, so we've been snatching up these cup noodles, and they're convenient because they come in the cup and they have a fork inside. As I'm gonna give you an idea of how we get by using these applications here. Let's see if I can get it to sliced toasty. Let's see if I can try this one. I think this is like sliced American cheese. It says cheddar, but it certainly isn't because I bought it. Let's see. Will you translate? I think it's because I had it there. Burger cheese. That's how we get by. We use the application like that while we're in the store. And oh, is that working actually? Yeah, because it's still trying to translate, but it's kind of interesting. It's hit or miss, but it does help sometimes. So I shot a brief video the other day. If you saw it, you may have seen us walking down these particular shopping streets. But as you can see, they're completely empty, and just nobody's out. There's a few shops that are open for specific needs like foods and things of that nature.
But not the pharmacies. Actually, the pharmacies are closed, which I find.
Yeah, we would have assumed like pharmacies and foods and veg shops would be open, but it just seems like a couple of places to get takeaway food are open, and the veg stands in the grocery stores themselves are open. But yeah, as you can see, nobody's out. I think I may have mentioned, but if not, I'm going to state that we've chosen to stay inside out of respect for the people, because I imagine, these are slippery, be careful. Imagine if you were in your home country and your government told you you had to stay inside also while you were in the house watching all the tourists walk around in the streets. I just didn't think that was right for us to do that, so we're just doing as the locals out of respect. We do have our full 90 days that were allotted on our tourist visa that we're going to utilize, so we are you know, we're not in a rush to go out. And in fact, this city that we're in here, Bandirma, was just a stopping point for us to move on. So we weren't too like heartbroken that we didn't get to get out and see much, because there's not really much to do as far as tourism here. But yeah, we're gonna head back to the room. I'll give you guys an idea of what we've been doing. That store we were actually just in, we ran into a young man who was actually Moroccan, and he's going to like tourism school, tourism management here. And he was telling us that one of his mentors when he was learning English was actually from Oklahoma, so that was kind of far out. He says he hasn't been able to speak English to anyone in 4 years, and that even specifically right now, but in general, tourists really don't come here, so he was kind of surprised to see us and hear us speaking English in the grocery store. Little Ataturk statue here in this square that's actually usually pretty populous. When we came our first couple of days, this square was just packed, and here, let's head this way, huh? And now it's sweetheart? Oh, sorry. And now it's just completely empty. These silly old dogs chasing these cars. The dogs have been really quiet because there hasn't been too many cars in the road, so not running up and down the streets chasing the cars and stuff. Well, there's a huge population of these different tagged dogs. If they're tagged, that means they're like spayed and neutered and they've been treated. But yeah, the streets are just dead out here. We're heading back to the room now. Like I said, we've just been holding it down, kind of acting as the locals are, out of respect. And like I said, it's been rainy too, so we haven't been in too big of a hurry to get out. But yep, we're heading back to the room now. We just made it back to the room after going out to get stocked up on supplies to be able to hold it down during the lockdown. As I mentioned, oh, what timing? Call to prayer. I was just saying in the video for the room that it's been quiet. It's been rather quiet this weekend because the traffic is low because of the weekend lockdown, and that it's been nice to have the window open. And other than the call to prayer, which actually doesn't bother me, I've gotten used to it and I find it quite beautiful, and so it's not very overwhelming. But wow, look at all these birds coming in. I think when the muezzin, if I'm saying that correctly, that's the guy who does the call to prayer, when he starts the prayer, it actually scares all the birds. So I've noticed as soon as he starts the call that like huge flocks of birds will start. But I wanted to show you guys real quick. This is how we've been surviving in the room. We've got ourselves plenty of tea, and Rachel just made us a couple of hot glasses, piping hot teas. And then what we were doing at the store was getting these noodles, because with our kettle, we can make hot noodles and tea. And then we grabbed some breads as well as the cookies and things of that nature, because with our fridge we can store meats, and we can make little sandwiches and have cup noodles. Maybe not the best, but it's certainly cheaper than eating at the restaurant, which is open to the guests only. This way we can save a little bit of money, because we're not rich and we work really hard for the money we do have, so we try to stretch it out. And this room itself is a bit pricier than we would usually pay, but since this was like a kind of a jump-off point, I'll call it. We came from Istanbul to here on our way to our next destination. We decided to stay here since it had good reviews, and it was we didn't want to overwhelm ourselves coming from Istanbul to where our next destination is. And so this is the place we chose instead of getting an Airbnb as we usually would. But in order to keep sane, and I mean, we don't have to stay inside, but nothing's open, so why be out, and why disrespect the locals and the residents if they have to be inside? So we just been having noodles and tea and bread and watching some silly cartoons and just staring out the window, because the view is pretty relaxed right now. The market here was actually packed on Friday because everyone knew they had to be in for the weekend, so people were lined up behind each of these stalls getting their fish for the weekend. But now you've just got this lone fishmonger out here, and in fact he threw a bunch of like fish pieces out. I'm thinking like heads and tails or something, and these seagulls swooped down and ate this huge pile in like seconds. It was so impressive. But yeah, we've just been kind of relaxing and enjoying the view of the Sea of Marmara here. It's not much of a view, but it's something. And it's kind of neat to watch these guys loading up these ships and just doing the, you know, the workaday things that they do. And you know, we're content actually. There is the restaurant, like I was mentioning. We were thinking about ordering something from that after a bit, because there's a guy who works down here that's here today. His name's Chadash, and he actually speaks fluent English, so he was able to answer some questions for us as far as what times check out and things of that nature. And he was letting us know, you know, if we need any help ordering from the restaurant, that he would be there to help us and help us to translate. And so yeah, it was really nice speaking with him. And we're just holding it down. We're gonna probably maybe order something from the restaurant in a bit, or if not, we'll make some cup noodles. And if I find it interesting, I'll toss it on here and let you guys know how the food was from the restaurant. consideration, the guys down there, I felt comfortable ordering and interacting in English with him. It's been kind of hit or miss with us here. We've been having to like use translation apps, or we've had questions that we were unable to answer because the staff wasn't able to speak English. But we'll see as the day progresses, and we'll see what comes about of our day. We're venturing down to the restaurant and to see if the guy at the front desk can help us navigate this menu. But I'm trying to get a little video of the hotel as we go down. I'm pretty sure like we're the only people here. It's pretty crazy. What do you think? You think anyone else is here?
No, I do not think so.
Huh. The stairwell's really neat because it's got this really awesome lamp. Whoa. We'll head down here and check out this restaurant, which I think is completely empty. It's pretty low lighting in here, but I wanted to kind of show the restaurant a little bit. As you can see, it's actually completely empty. We did opt to have our food made here, and then we're going to take it back up to the room just so we can feel more comfortable taking our masks off. But it's a very beautiful restaurant, and the prices I thought were reasonable.
Very reasonable.
I was just asking the gentleman at the desk who's actually helping us to translate to the people here what the capacity was. And I think there's something like 40 rooms total. He said there was only 10 guests staying here, so pretty low capacity right now. And he said usually on the weekends this place is completely full, which it is. It's what is it, Sunday now? Mm-hmm. It's Sunday now. But I noticed that it's just been super quiet, but kind of neat. We'll get this food in and we'll show you what it looks like. All right, we got our meal and we got our bill and we paid downstairs, and it was, I forget what the, 80? It was 80 Turkish lira, which comes out to 10 USD. So here's what we got for $10. And now that we got this for $10, I'm like, why haven't we been eating at this restaurant every time? So I got this delicious looking burger. Let's see this bad boy. Oh my gosh. With the little side of pickles, and look at these freaking delicious wedge type fries. And you got, is it just a basic
like a Mediterranean salad
type salad? Like
yeah, but they added walnuts, which I'm all about.
And I don't remember the name of the soup, but the guy said this is a traditional soup. Sorry if it's a little grainy, it's not very bright in here. But traditional soup, a very beautiful salad, and a burger with fries. All for $10, which I think is more than reasonable. That burger itself in the United States would be $10. And we asked them to set it up so we could take it up to the room, so they put it on that big tray for us. And we're going to grub out, and we'll let you know how it is when we're finished. All right, threw my flash on. Hopefully that's not too grainy. This bread, it's like a black bread. I was going to wait and tell you guys how it was, but there's like some ham in there almost, like, and it's really good. And these fries are super delicious, and I love how they put them in that little tiny fry basket. And Rachel actually just gave me a little taste of her...
I'm devouring this soup. It is so flavorful and delicious.
And that salad's probably amazing as well, but
for sure.
I just wanted to point out that that had like a bit of ham in there, and it is so freaking delicious. Oh, is that focusing? I mean, I don't know if that's very beautiful presentation-wise, me having already bit into it, but I gotta tell you, for $10, I'm not complaining at all. And at those prices, we went and got more cup noodles and stuff. But we can take those with us to our next place. I'm about to eat dinner at this place as well. Maybe we'll grab a pizza or something. And, oh, I bet it's so delicious. But if we do that, I'll also throw that on here and show you guys. See if I can get all these birds going crazy out here. So many of them. Just got done with our food. It was really good. Rachel wasn't satisfied by her salad, but she said it was good enough. But the salad was lacking in like a salad dressing. Man, I just missed the coolest freaking flock. These birds all were like flying towards us and then like swooping back down, but now they've all settled. And I thought I was recording and I wasn't. It would be neat if the call to prayer happened right now, because it'd probably startle them all and they'd all start flying again. There they go. Nice. Oh, yeah. freaking far out, dude. I think these birds are a trip, that's why I keep recording them, but I just wanted to add this gentleman who is in the lobby. He actually, while our food was, while our food was being prepared, we were kind of talking with him, and I got to asking him, because he was saying, you know, it's unfortunate that the pandemic's happening because they're being affected so greatly, because the restaurant is actually one of the best restaurants in, I keep saying Bandirma, but he said like Bandirma, huh?
Bandirma.
Bandirma. And he was saying that the restaurant is one of the best here in this city, and they're really taking a hit because only guests can use the restaurant, and since the hotel's only at like a quarter of the capacity, with the specialty rooms and the standard rooms, I think he was saying it was like something like upwards of 35 to 40 rooms. I forget exactly, but whoa, sound like a little quad or something. But he was saying that there's only like a quarter capacity, so that means that there's only 10 people in the hotel, and maybe, let's say a small portion of those people are eating in the restaurant, so they're really taking a beating right now, which is unfortunate. But it is what it is. Everyone's being affected the same way all over the world, maybe some more than others, but I was asking them, were they pretty optimistic about the vaccines and the effect that the vaccines will have on the world and what's happening, and he was saying that he wasn't very optimistic because his government wasn't using the they didn't purchase the German Pfizer vaccine, but rather they purchased a vaccine from a Chinese lab, and so he was saying he was a bit you know, maybe hesitant to be inoculated, or maybe in general, he wasn't too pleased with the government's purchase of those particular vaccines. The birds have all settled down now, but he was saying, and I think it's kind of the same all over, that the government has said that you know, the elderly, or it was something like medical workers would get the vaccine first, and then it would be, then that would be like the first phase, and essential workers or whatever, and then it would be like the elderly, and then like the third phase would be like everybody else. So, you know, even if they did have a good vaccine, he was saying like he's on the bottom of the list, because he seemed to be about our age, probably in his early to mid 30s. So he wasn't too optimistic about the near future as far as the vaccine and things of that nature. But kind of interesting to get to talk with him and get another perspective from a citizen of another nation and how he feels about this situation. But yeah, night's winding down. We're gonna probably just lay in bed and relax and eat a whole pack of cookies or something, you know, just to boost morale, you know. But
I did have a salad for dinner.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But thanks for listening to me rant, and thanks for coming along with us for our day, and thanks for being interested in what we're doing here to kind of just relax in the room while we respect the lockdown and the curfew and things of that nature. But yeah, be safe out there, and stay safe, and stay sane.